BassResinator here. I just realized you can't see everything that I'm going to be doing. So let me put that right there. That right there. And for those are acorn tops. And I use the maple intense chameleon powder on that. I've got mixed up here lawn green, which cracks me up because there was a famous actor named Lorne Green. So every time I see that, I'm Lorne Green. And I've got mustard yellow mixed up because there is giant Mostera plant, about a half, not even a half, maybe a quarter of a mile from, well, maybe a half a mile from the house, growing up the side of this tree, and it's variegated. That means it's green and yellow. So I'm going to be mixing these in these, and I hope I have enough resin. I'm using Bondcrafter resin, the 1-to-1 for this. Now this green has a little bit of yellow to it as well. So I think this other yellow going into it will be fine. I don't want to fill this all the way up because I want to put that yellow in there. And same on these little ones. Oh, I'm going to have a little bit too much green left over. It's been a while since I've used these molds, and I can't remember how much they hold. I'll have to weigh them after I'm done, huh? That yellow is on the variegated part is right in the middle. So I'm thinking if I do it just like that, I'll get something that looks awfully similar. To what those plants look like. Ooh. Oh man, one of my lights just came down and bopped me in the head. Bop me in the head. Okay, so now I don't mind using this green on the tops over here. Well, that little one is little. Ooh. Because in order to get that, wow. In order to get that, dark color showing up from the chameleon powder, it helps if you have a darker color. So just using clear is not good enough. Whoops. I saw Wendy from Toonfish Crafts using these little acorn things, and I thought, oh, those are cool looking. So I searched where she had gotten them. Oh, I gotta use clear. I want to use clear on the bottom part of these acorns. Okay, this guy's going over here to this side. You can't see what I'm doing. I was moving the green to the other side so I don't bump it. I thought about putting some type of charm down in these, but I want to get a decent acorn looking thing. Man, I've got a ton of resin left over. What I gonna do? Okay, stop. Kleenex that I'm using to wipe off the edges of these things was grabbing onto me. This one needs a little bit more. This one could use just a touch. Those little ones are pretty full. Okay, now I got 4 ounces of green and 2 ounces of yellow and about 1.5 ounces of the clear. I got a bubble coming up right there. Okay, now I got to figure out what I'm pouring in. I have a mushroom house mold I haven't used yet. Not a mushroom house, just a mushroom. But it looks very similar to the ones that have the door and everything on the front. But you're not going to be able to see them. There's the top. And the bottom is just plain Jane. So, where am I going to pour those? Well, you're not going to be able to see them. I will have them poured. Believe me, I will do it. Put that over there so I can put these molds over here to the side. I think I want to decorate the top right there. Oh, I got the chameleon powders out here. Dun, dun, dun. That lid, I can pour in the yellow. No, I'll pour in green. And I'll use green intense chameleon on those spots. Okay, so I'm trying to show you show you when I finish. I'm gonna have to wipe a little bit around there. I have a big wipe over here because some of that powder, you know, on these molds, they get static on them, and they like grabbing powder and just going with it. Okay, so there. I don't know if you can see down in there really well or not, but I'm going to put green over the top of that, and we'll see what happens, huh? And it's starting to warm up. Yellow in the bottom part. Didn't have quite enough yellow for the whole bottom, so I will use clear in it. I still have a little room left in the green. I'm just having to tell you this because you can't see it. It's off over here. I'm thinking about cramming a geode a druzy insert down into that to fill it up. Because sometimes those lids are really heavy. Let's just see what happens. Okay, that filled it up. And then some. I'll just let it float. Oh man, I got some air bubbles. Well, I'll have to work on that. Okay, you can't see what I'm doing, so sorry. I'll work on them, and I'll see you when it's time to demold. We'll see ya. Okay, all cured up. I pulled out the little pot. I had a little bit of resin dye on there because I ran out of the colors, and then I poured clear. I had a little bit of clear left over, and I was hoping that green would come back, but it didn't come all the way. Anyway, there's still some shiny down there from the yellow and green. And the lid, look at that. Now I went around with silver on the inside of that to show that there is something there. But then the top, look at this. And I edged silver around that little groove on all of it. So there we go, look at that. And that was because I had way too much resin, but not enough to fill this all up, so that's why I stuck that druzy thing in there. Okay, so I popped out the top part of that acorn on the little one, and the bottom part, I have not put them together. But I will use some, what is that right there? Hope that's not a fault in the mold. It is. Oh no, it's stuff on the outside. That's some resin that dribbled. I was like, must have had a little air bubble right there. Bummer. But that's the way. I'll put a drop of UV for curing, or for cure, not for curing, UV for bonding on there, and I'll set this on top. Since it's clear, then I just got to get it balanced. I'll do that after a bit. Let me unmold these other things here. And there's that one. That looks so cool. Okay, now get the seed section. Come on out, come on out. There we go. And that will go on there. Cool. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now I took one of these out, and look at that. That variegated, kind of yellowish in the middle and green on the outside. That came out cool looking. Okay, let's get the rest. I unmolded a couple things, and then I thought I would do the rest online. I mean, for you. There, look at that. Cool. Just because I did not know how difficult it would be to get those acorns out, and I knew these things needed to be pulled up against my belly to get them out. Those pots and stuff are always seem to be cantankerous. There's a word, huh? You know, there are words that we use over here on this side of the pond that people over in the UK do not use, and I did not know this. Like the word cattywampus. You guys know what that means? I found that out because I watched this guy. He's hilarious. I don't know what his real name is. I think it's Lewis, but he goes L3WG, and he does these. That came out pretty too. Just very similar to those. He comments on other videos. He has reaction videos. That's the ones I watch. Oh. A little bit of, oh, that was when I missed the mold. And he was listening to some British guy who moved over here to the Chicago area about 17 years ago. And he was going through a list of words that are used over here all the time and are not used across the pond. And he's like, what? He had never heard these words, and I'm like, oh, I thought everybody knew them. So, cattywampus. There's the word for today. You guys know what that means? For those of you that do not know, I like the way these came out. They're still a little bendy, but they're very, very pretty. So what I'm going to try and do is come up with a display thing. 'Cause since this is a collaboration for coasting through the week, we got small coasters and large coasters, and then we got a little dish, mushroom dish, everything living type. Well, they're not alive, but things representing living things, and then acorns. Yeah, those are cool. I did have a couple bubbles that when I was pouring them in here, and I couldn't pop them in time, so they're little shiny things down there. I don't know if it's going to take away from the overall effect or not, but I like them. So since this is a collaboration, the playlist is down in the description below the video, so check that out. Yeah, variegated Mostera leaves. And since we have all these other things, Mostera Incorporated. Or Mostera Inc. There we are. How's that? Okay, let me move these things out the way so that I can do the fixing of the acorns so you can see how I'm doing it. No, that one doesn't go there. It's going to be those two, but I need them on this side because that cord doesn't reach that far. Okay, so set that over here. Get out my UV for bonding. Try and get those as level as possible so that seed part doesn't go sliding off. Okay, that looks about right. Gonna stay there? Looks like. Actually, this one needs a little bit more. Clock going off in the other room. They're gonna stay. Okay. Now get out my don't take this stuff off. I don't want to scratch my stuff. Okay, I'll cure it for 5 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, the little light went off and we should have contact. Yeah. Little acorn. That's cool. Except that stupid bubble right there, eh? Big acorn. No bubble on the side. Coolness. So everything's natural. No, let's do this, this, and this. Put those over here. How am I going to do this? I'm going to have to go out to the kitchen table and set these up so it looks nice. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you for being here and supporting me through all of these crazy ideas and things. And when I pour too much resin, I put that right there. If you're not a subscriber, you should be. It's free. Just go down to the bottom of this video screen and or the little box area where the video is playing, and click subscribe. And then while you're there, click the little bell so that you'll be notified anytime I do something new. I do have channel memberships available if you're interested in doing that. There's 2 levels, both for the most expensive one is $2.99, so less than coffee. Yes, so I'm having fun. I'm gonna go set these up on the table and make a little display that looks kind of cool. I should have made a tray. Nah, it's too late now. I'm already most of the way through the video. Not gonna go make a tray now. Yeah, so thank you for being here today. Stick around for the shots out on the table, and check out the playlist in the description area below the video, so that you can see all the other people that are participating. The 3 main ones that started this: Marvelous Artsy, that's her channel, Tammy at Epoxy Me That, and Mary at Resin Me Up. So, and they've invited other people, and I jumped on this quite some time ago, and I really enjoy doing these. Yeah, so stick around for the parting shots, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye.